Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Unfiltered Perspectives. I'm Tara.
I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Leslie.
Today, we are going to be talking about a topic that Kimberly is going to introduce. So we'll see what she has in store for us. And just remember that here at Unfiltered Perspectives, real talk leads to real growth, and every perspective is valued.
Groovy, thank you. We are wrapping up the shortest month of the year. That was really fast. With a little bit of personal sharing, but not too personal. So we talked a little bit about making time for ourselves. So I want to dig into how we are making time for ourselves by asking, what are you reading? What are you listening to? Yeah. Oh, because you said you don't read. Now, are you reading something? That was part of your non-resolution for this year.
I guess you're talking to me because I'm the only non-reader, former
Yes.
former non-reader here. Actually, I am reading. I have a friend who asked me to be a part of her book club, and I very reluctantly agreed. When I say very reluctantly, very reluctantly. But I'm glad that I did. We are reading The High Five Habit
Hmm.
by Mel Robbins, and we are about 9 chapters in. And we meet on Sundays. And yesterday's two of the chapters, one was about guilt, which was perfect. And the other was about, actually, I took some notes. I don't retain information well, which is probably the reason why I don't care for reading. But oh, jealousy.
Ooh.
Yes, jealousy. So that's one of the books that I'm reading. And I think I had mentioned it in one of our previous podcasts. I also mentioned the self-love workbook for women is something that I'm going to get into in the next week by Megan Logan. And I think Tara is in on this with me also. When Money Fails by Marlene Stotts is something that we're getting into. When Money Fails, a biblical and practical guide to prospering in tough times during economic crisis. So those are the three things that I'm getting into within the next couple of weeks.
These are good and all very serious.
I'm a very serious individual. Yes, but right now I'm in the ninth chapter, going into the 10th chapter of The High Five Habit by Mel Robbins.
Nice. Love it. Any wisdom about guilt or jealousy?
The whole the whole thing about the high five, we did a 21-day challenge, which I'm not one that really likes taking and posting pictures. I'm usually the one that'll take 50 pictures and try to find the best one and post it. But we did a 21-day challenge where we had to post a picture of us high-fiving ourselves and just saying something encouraging every morning. So I made it through 21 days of that. But then the ladies in the group, I encouraged them to just go beyond the 21 days and just high five, make sure we're high-fiving ourselves every day and saying something positive and keeping ourselves encouraged even beyond the 21 days. And that's really what I guess the gist of the book is about, and training your brain to see things in a positive way and just keeping yourself encouraged and turning that negative thought, the way your brain replays that negative soundtrack and turning it into something positive, just finding those positive things to say to yourself and interrupting those negative thoughts. But the part about jealousy is that she was saying that jealousy is somewhat a normal thing. And I don't know if I would agree or disagree that everyone has experienced jealousy at some point in their life. If they haven't, they will. But jealousy isn't necessarily a bad thing because you can use it to motivate you. If you see someone that has something that you would like to have, or they're doing something that you would like to do, then that's an opportunity for you to connect with that person and find out how they got that thing or how they got where they are. And you can learn from them and help and use it as a tool, use them as a way to, learn and grow to get where you need to be or where you're trying to be or do whatever it is you're trying to do. So jealousy doesn't have to be, a bad thing.
Man, I love it. I wish that I had been making as good a use of my year as you are so far. Maybe. Or okay, ordinarily I would be jealous of how you're using your time. But now I'm like, good for you. I have been doing nothing. This is so edifying. I'm on a sabbatical from work, so I'm not reading anything serious. Though I have piles of serious things that I'm putting in air quotes, supposed to be reading. I read poetry in February. Actually, I've been reading poetry all year, especially Nikki Giovanni, whose stuff is so
Mm,
fun. And I've been watching way more television than I usually watch. I discovered that I have access to the Hallmark Channel. Um,
mm.
and they're basically Hallmark movies on all day. Is it the same plot with one or two variations? Yes, it is. Do I watch anyway? Yes, I do.
And you know what? I find that I'm watching less TV than I ever have.
Nice.
I guess because I'm reading more. I'm reading more. I'm reading more. I am spending more quiet time with the Lord. I'm focusing more on my goals and the things that I've put on my vision/action board. I'm
Mhm.
more focused on what I want to do in business and things like that. So I'm not spending a lot of time watching TV. And when I do, I turn it off a lot earlier because I don't sleep well. And so I'm not watching TV at 2 and 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, I'm up at 4 now, so, but I don't watch it until the early morning of wee hours of the morning. So, yeah.
That is good. I will say that is a difference for me. So when I'm working, I'll have it on in the background as I'm working, and I will fall asleep at work in front of the TV. So at least now that's not happening. I like affirmatively shut it off and go to bed.
Yeah.
How about you, Tara? What have you been up
Tara,
to?
what are you reading? Yeah.
So I'm not really doing much of anything for pleasure exactly right now as far as reading. I did this past month or past couple of weeks just finished. I belong to I host two book clubs. One is called Mindful Readers, and basically we read self-help type things, and I have a companion journaling workshop which goes with that. And for the book that we just finished reading for that one was called The Gratitude Diaries by Janice Kaplan. And another one that I host is my Agatha Christie book club. And for that one, we just finished reading And Then There Were None. And so in the next couple of weeks, and I've actually started for the Mindful Readers book club, we're reading Wherever You Go, There You Are by John
Mm,
Kabat-Zinn, I believe. And it's all about mindfulness and presence, which is a theme, my theme for this month for the workshop as well. And my Agatha Christie book that I'm reading is Death on the Nile. And what I love about that club is that we read a book, but we also, for this particular series, session, 4-month session, we also watch two adaptations of that and get to compare the book to the movie. Another thing that I'm listening to is I recently had the opportunity to get an audio Bible that's narrated by James Earl Jones. So
mm.
it is fantastic. So I have that one. And although I am not currently reading this, it is something that I like to do in my downtime. I do like to read psychological thriller type things, but also a lot of Jane Austen and Jane Austen fan fiction works.
A lot
That's what I
going
have
on
this
there.
month. But right now, like the both of my book clubs, they run from January through April. So I'm pretty much reading those things back to back to back to back. So I haven't really had time to dedicate to my just pure fun reading.
Wow. It's a lot.
So you don't think of the book club reading as like pure fun reading? What do you do that's pure fun that's not the book club?
Well, I don't think of it as pure fun reading. I enjoy, obviously, I was also going to pick those books, but I mean, just reading for pleasure without having to remember plot, characters, analysis and stuff like that. Just for fun, I recently finished binge watching Heroes and then the after series called Heroes Reborn. And now I have been watching 227 on Hulu.
Oh my goodness.
Scary.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I liked your song.
I've been watching Tyler Perry's Sisters and Zatima. I'm sorry.
What is it? Sisters and the Tima?
Zatima and Sisters.
Oh, I don't know that.
Okay, please go look it up. It's on BET. Plus and probably Netflix, I want to say. But yeah. But Tara, you know what else I watch, right? On three. One, two, three.
What, Little House
Little
on the
House.
Prairie?
Yes. It's a sad life.
That's not sad at all.
Listen, listen, listen. Judge me if you want to, people out there in podcast land. I am going to forever and always watch Little House on the Prairie. And every once in a while, I'm going to go back to the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family.
Thank
Talk about me
you.
if you want to. You too?
Not so much the Partridge Family right now, but definitely Brady Bunch. I do that too.
Yes, thank you. I don't
Yeah.
think there is an episode of the Brady Bunch that I have not seen. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode?
Of the Brady Bunch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, there's so many. The first thing that came to my mind is Mom always said, don't play ball in the house.
What came to
Oh my nose.
I know. Yeah, that I love. Like I said, I love that one. I like that one.
Oh my God.
Remember when they had their band and Peter's voice started changing?
It's time.
And
That's
I'm
when
not
it
gonna
was
sing
time to
it.
change
When
it.
Oh my gosh. We are
remember
so
that?
pathetic.
Yeah.
Yes,
Do
we are.
you? What's so fun? I haven't seen those shows in years, and I still remember them. I remember. I don't know when we watched those shows. Was that a like come home from school and watch like a Brady Bunch and
Three's Company,
Gilligan's
Mm.
Island?
Different Strokes, Gilligan's Island. Oh my gosh. There are some shows, and I will not say which ones they are, that I watch now, and I'm like, I cannot believe that we laughed at this until we cried. Because now I'm like, are you kidding me?
A
This
little
is
horrified.
so not funny. It's almost embarrassing.
Are you talking
Now,
about Gilligan's Island?
no, 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 no. I won't name the
Oh.
show. I
Oh,
won't
okay.
name the show. But there are some that like I could kick myself for laughing. I'm like, this is so not funny.
Mm.
There are a few, but I won't name them. So anyway, that's that.
Yeah,
That's
there's definitely stuff that I'm thinking that would not play well today. So
so
I
Kim.
watch sitcom. The only sitcom I can think of that I'm watching nowadays is Abbott Elementary, which is hilarious and very sweet and very virtuous.
Oh, we watch Father Brown. That just
I've
came
never
back with us.
heard of either one of those.
That's one of the BBC shows, and oh, we're watching Reacher now too. Reacher.
Oh, I need to get with it.
You mean you've not heard of Abbott Elementary?
No, I'll look it up.
With Quinta Brunson? Oh my
I'm,
God. Okay, anybody who is not watching Abbott Elementary, let me tell you, you are in for a treat. You have to.
oh, it's 4 seasons. Okay, I'll watch it. I guess I'm binge watching Abbott Elementary tonight, starting tonight. Thank
Binge
you, Kim.
watch Abbott Elementary. I'm gonna do the Traders. I've been waiting on this latest season until they have enough episodes that I can watch a few at a time. But it almost got spoiled on a podcast that I listened to, so I need to hurry up and watch before it gets spoiled. Because once something's been out for a while, all bets are off.
Do you feel compelled when you're watching television? Well, maybe not television, but when you pick the books that you read, that they have some kind of, I guess, broader good or message or lesson or anything like that? Or do you, what's your criteria?
It depends. So sometimes I'm inspired by a work thing. So I said that I'm not reading workbooks, which is generally true. The one thing that I did listen to as an audiobook is this book called How to Be Brave by an Episcopal priest, the Episcopal priest who preached the sermon at the National Cathedral during the inauguration weekend. So that I listened to because it felt timely and it felt useful for my life and my work. But generally, when I'm reading fiction, I'm not looking for a message, but I tend to like books that have characters of color. So I just finished reading this series by Nisha Sharma, If Shakespeare Was an Auntie or something like that. And so it's like an Indian, are they Canadian? I think they're Canadian, an Indian Canadian community. but they're sort of retellings of different Shakespeare stories. I think there's a retelling of Taming of the Shrew. What's the one with the cross-dressing? But anyway, so not a deeper message, but I just prefer it if the characters are people of color.
I wanted to mention going back to the book that I was reading, The High Five Habit, because like I said, I had just finished reading the part about the whole jealousy thing. And I think, did we talk about guilt on one of the previous
I think we did. Mm-hmm.
topics? Because that was something that was just in one of the most recent chapters that I read that was just covered. And I can't wait till we get into the whole anxiety and all the other things about guilt and what she was talking about. But we did cover it. But maybe somebody's listening that didn't listen to that episode. And she said that guilt was the most powerful emotion in the world. I don't know that I agree with that. Do you guys agree with guilt being the most powerful emotion in the world?
No.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stretch.
I am always going to stand, as the kids say, 10 toes down on the idea that love is the most powerful force in the world.
Yeah.
12th Night.
Hmm?
12th
Night.
Night.
I know I was going to tell you.
That's the
I didn't hear.
Shakespeare.
Right. That was my Shakespeare book, but yes.
Guilt usually goes along with being a people pleaser, and she was saying that if you're a people pleaser, that's equivalent to being a liar because you tend to, I guess if you're a people pleaser, you are not, I guess, being genuine in your reasoning behind doing what you're doing for a person,
Mm-hmm.
and you're betraying your own need. Do you agree?
I can see that. Yeah.
I don't see it as equivalent to being a liar.
Mm.
I do think that sometimes when we are overly focused on pleasing others or being a people pleaser, we don't always, and a lot of times we neglect our own needs.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would use the language that, or I don't know if that's the language she used, that's what the words that you chose, but I don't
No,
think I
that
would,
was what
yeah, I wouldn't use those words.
it was a little strong. Yeah.
I'm more agreeing with the betraying your own needs than liar.
Yeah. It was, it was strong. I get where she was going with it. I get the point that she was trying to make, I believe. But it was a strong language.
Mhm.
For sure. You laughing, Kim? Yeah, that was strong.
It was strong.
But
Although I would love to do one on what's that next topic, anxiety. I can't wait for us to dig into anxiety.
yeah. Yeah, in this book, anxiety is coming up and unexpected setback, insecurity, fear, and anxiety. That's what's coming up. So this should be interesting. We should be able to get some topics out of that, out of my readings. But it's a good book, and like I said, I'm glad I won't say forced to read, but I'm taking
Challenge
it
to do a new thing.
challenged to do new things. Yes.
Well, I'll definitely find a link for it. You can find the link for it on our Facebook page. This is the High Five Habit,
The
right?
high five habit, yes.
I'll put links to all of these books, maybe some of this Nisha Sharma stuff. Probably I'll put a list of some of the shows that bring us back to laughter.
Green Acres. No.
Oh, I thought we were gonna sing the theme for Green Acres because I was down for that.
Yeah. So do you have any books that you're looking to read soon or
Oh my
either of you?
gosh. I'm gonna have to bring walk over to where my list of books are. There's like literally, I'm gonna show you all. You who are listening can't see, but you who are watching, can you see that whole stack of books there? One is somebody actually mailed on tyranny by Timothy Snyder. Hope Leans Forward, A Year Then, Pause, Rest, Be. And then there's a whole bunch of church management ones. The Future of Faith, Faith Development and Pastoral Care, Trusting Change, Governance and Ministry. These are all the things that I should be reading that I'm not.
I've had these books for a while that I haven't read because you guys know me. Chase the Lion by Mark Batterson. If your dream doesn't scare you, it's too small.
Hmm.
And Sarah Jakes is Colliding with Destiny. So those are on my list as well.
This sounds like somebody's getting ready for a big change, a big blow up in the new year.
Yeah, that would be moi. What about
What
you,
are you looking
Tara?
forward to reading, Tara?
Just the
Yep.
ones that have, just those couple that I mentioned, that are my immediate horizon.
Right.
But yeah, but when we're talking about these books, it makes me think about how a lot of times the things that we choose to read are not just about, although I do like to find escape in my books. But it also has an impact on like what we're feeding our mind and like how, sometimes we learn our lessons from books or we get insight into things like human nature and thought and stuff like that. And it brought to mind two scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
The first one is Proverbs 4:7, which says, "The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, and whatever you get insight." Or in some versions, it says, "get an understanding." And then Proverbs 2:10, which says, "For wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul." So, and it just reminds me of how enriching reading can be.
Absolutely. And if I didn't say already, not just nonfiction, but even fiction, which sometimes people think of as frivolous, there's a lot of research that shows us that reading fiction helps us develop our capacity for empathy,
Yep.
for knowing the world beyond ourselves and knowing people's lives that are different from ours. So I'm a big proponent of reading fiction.
I love how much variety there is in the things that we're reading and watching and doing. Sometimes it's deep, thought provoking books, mysteries, self help, some Bible reading and things thrown in there. And, just even the things that we're watching, nostalgia watches and everything. And they all influence us in some ways. And I think that's the beauty of it. We get to decide the things that we feed our minds and the things that we choose to immerse ourselves in and what we get out of those things. So
Hopefully, if you're listening, you will do more of what you're already doing, and possibly you have gotten an idea for a new thing to add into your mix.
well, we hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Unfiltered Perspectives. If you have, please don't forget to pass it on to others. Share the wealth. Also, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast and try to look for us every Thursday.
Find us on Facebook, YouTube at Unfiltered Perspectives, Instagram at Unfiltered Perspectives IG. Probably not a lot happening on Instagram, but you can make it happen. And also hit us up now on Blue Sky.
Once again, thank you guys for joining us. We look forward to you joining us again, same time next week. Have a wonderful and blessed week, and we'll see you back here next time.
Bye.